Let's go to Brent in California. Hey, Brent, what's going on?
How you doing, Tom?
I'm doing great, man. You having a good day out there?
Yes, I am. How about you?
Good, man.
I really appreciate everything you guys do. Everybody on your program, I've been listening to you guys for a little over a year, and I picked you up on the radio initially and listening on my iPhone right now. Everybody on your program, Larry and Steve and, Basil, everybody's solid. So I really appreciate what you guys do.
Oh, man, I really appreciate the feedback, Brent. We like you growling and prowling out here with us. Totally.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We're here 5 days a week. We're here 9 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. Let's take a look at one of our 4 agreements. Love coming out of you makes you happy. The whole world can love you, but that is not the love that will make you happy. What will make you happy is to share all the love that you have inside of you. That is the love that will make the difference. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow Industrials down 105, NASDAQ off 13, S&P's off 12.5, gold contract off $4.80, trading at $1,367 an ounce. Silver down 13 cents at $22.93 an ounce. Platinum flat at $1,518 an ounce. Copper down 2 pennies at $3.31 a pound. Light sweet crude down $1.10 at $1.0401. Bonds down a full point, trading out at $1.3010. King dollar up 466 ticks at 81.40. The euro down 71 at 133.46, and the yen up 49, trading out at 97.76. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world? In the world of the S&Ps, can you say ABC and then say down? That's what we got, folks. You broke the B point. You broke it with volume. We were thinking it was just going to be a sideways A, B to C, and sure enough, that's exactly what it was. It took it out with vengeance. So you get your A point up here at 1709. Your B point is at 1645. So what you're dealing with here is that you're dealing with a 55 point A to B. Your C point is the 1658. So you're talking a 1600 coming at us. And check it out. So this is pretty cool because the top of the let's see, is that right? 50? Yeah, that's right. So the June 24th level on the cash S&P, top is 1588. The bottom is 1560. That's where we're going. Dow Industrials. Dow is almost there. Dow Industrials, what the Dow did out here today, she gets down $1.05. We are at 14,895. The top of that level is the 795. So you're $100 off it right now. That'll blow that baby away tomorrow. I suspect we'll get right into the bottom of it. And why? Well, go over to the diamonds. You take a look at the DIA. You talk about an expansion with volume taking out a B point. The diamonds did 9 million shares today, taking out a B point with 3.8 million shares. They closed at 148.64, and 147.43 is the top of that level. So I suspect what you'll see out here tomorrow is that the diamonds will get right into the low of that 24th. NASDAQ Composite. We take a look at the composite. What we have with the composite is this. Composite building cause to get into the May 22nd level. So what the composite's done thus far, folks, is this. The 22nd of May was the benchmark in all the indices, okay? So first, the Dow Industrials came back inside that. Then the S&P did. The NASDAQ has not done that yet. Now, I suspect we're absolutely going to do that. But the NASDAQ still has a long way down. You're talking the $60 to get inside it. Now, what the NASDAQ has just done is set up an ABC structure on the way down. It's not a huge one, though. It's 3690 to 3580, 3590. So it's only $70. It's pounding the lows, though, with expansion of volume. We had expansion of volume throughout the whole market out here today. So what I do expect, next move down to the NASDAQ is going to be that 3532. So what you'll probably see is this. You'll probably see the ABC structure finished down the S&P, the ABC structure finished down the Dow. The NASDAQ composite will get to the top of the 24th. Then what you'll see is you start seeing a sideways movement. Russell 2000, that has basically also set up a small ABC structure on the way down. If we use the IWM, you're at 105.63 is your A point, and so it's a 100.59 is your B. C is 102, so that gives you 97. It gives you 97, about 97 bucks, and the top of that is 95.51. Gold contract. We go take a look at gold. What we had with gold out here is that she went sideways, 141,000 contracts. That's not enough. Down $7. Gold. You're going to see gold pull back somewhere into that 1,300 area. Bonds. So let's go take a look at bonds. So if we start with, we look at the 30-year bond first. 30-year bond, 363,000 contracts today. We are testing once again the lows out here. We'll see whether we break those apart. That's 130.05. We look at the 10-year, and what we have with the 10-year, TYU3. So the 10-year right now, she closed right at the lows. This is going to be a trip watching how this shakes out. So the 10-year closed out 1.2 million contracts. And she's going to have to get back inside, let's see, 124. Oh, my God. So check this out. So the 10-year is 3 ticks, not inside a range, but it's 3 ticks away from the low. The actual yields out there, 10-year right now is at 2.89. And King Dollar. What we have with King Dollar out here, let's take a look at King Dollar. What you have with King Dollar is that she goes topside, 37,000 contracts, has not broken the downtrend yet, but I expect that she is going to break that downtrend. You know, we'll see if she can do it tomorrow or the next day. She's definitely inside the range that she wants to run up to about the 83 area. The Fed. So the Fed, we have high volatility. And folks, if you want to see how price and volume rule markets, okay, particularly, you know, it's on daily, weeklies, monthlies, all of the above. But if you're ever a day trader, this is a day trader's paradise. I'm not suggesting to be a day trader either, folks. But I got to show you something. Because when these numbers start hitting, you know, the Fed, of course, came out and they basically, well, here, let's talk about the S&P first, and I'll talk about the Fed. So what you had first is this. 2 o'clock, monster spike down on the future S&P. Future S&P got down to a price point of 16 to 36, right? Huge volume, 162,000 contracts down there. Then the S&P goes from 1636, goes all the way up to 1654, right? But bottom line, guess what? The 1654 was coming into the downdraft to 1340 yesterday. Boom! Comes all the way down from 1654 again and goes right after that high volume low. You got to love it. I mean, that's as good as it gets, folks. There's no two ways about it. Okay, so now the news, the Fed. What do you have with the Fed? Bottom line is that with the Fed is that the minutes are basically suggesting that everyone's on board with Bernanke to taper, okay? But guess what? It's not going to happen in September. You know why it's not going to happen in September, folks? Because the market's going to be going down for a full month by September. The Fed's going to freak out and not do it until December or something. The bottom line, we expanded with volume. We're going to hit the June 24th level. This is going to go right into September, and the Fed is just not going to move when the market's been down for like 6 weeks in a row. Let's get to Brent in Martinez, California. Hey, Brent, what's going on?
I'm doing good, Tom. How about you?
Good, man. Thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. Appreciate it. What are we going to look at?
I sold my calls on the GLD and then the GDX yesterday.
Okay.
And I'm just looking, how do you normally do it? You're just looking for like a 0.382 retracement initially. If it surpasses that, then a 618, or how do you kind of do it as far as the pullback?
Okay, so what you're going to look at is this. You get the GDX, and what we had out here, folks, is that they all did beautiful A to B equals C to C structures on the way up. They have the conviction. They have everything else they need. Now, on the GDX, when I'm looking for retracements, you can look at agreement, which is confluence, between a 0.382 of one trend and a 618 of a separate trend. That's confluence. Okay? Then I put that together with where is the volume characteristic, and does that match up where confluence is? And when I look at the GDX, you're going to be dealing with about 26 bucks. 26.09 would be the first place you could, start looking at it. And it all depends on how fast we come down, number one, and what type of energy we come down in. These are coming down with energy today. You know, they have energy behind this move. Now in the GDX, you're at 28.93, which is nice because you're talking about let's see, $2.90 to get lower. The setup would be really sweet if you get down there maybe on Friday and volume just dies in the vine. But you're also gonna be looking for a rejection of price. Hey, just stay there, Brent, all right?
Okay.
This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You stay right there, folks. We're coming right back. We have the Dow finish down 105. NASDAQ down 13. S&P's off 14. We're going to be right back.
With over 3 decades of commodity trading experience, Andy Hecht has developed a system that combines both technicals and fundamentals. He calls this approach Technomental, and now you can put it to work for yourself with his brand new service, the Technomental Commodity Report. In this weekly newsletter, which comes out each Thursday morning, Andy gives you his analysis of the market price direction bias using fundamentals, and then specific trade recommendations including entry and exit points using technicals. The recommendations in the newsletter are always based on stocks and ETFs, so a futures account is not required, and Andy will often use options in the recommendations as well. Andy will tell you where to get in, where to get out, and he'll outline the risk-reward profile for all recommendations. To get your month-long free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report by Andy Hecht while locking in the low introductory rate, visit the front page of TFNN.com today. You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pesavento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Terrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
What's the one thing that pulls people back from the breakthrough that they're moving towards? What's the only thing that really stops people from taking action? You and I both know the answer, and sure, we can come up with the reasons why we're not where we want to be, but the only reason that we don't do more with our life is fear. Or if you're an overachiever, call it stress. Simply put, there's something that happened to us in our past that's holding us back from the life we deserve, yet you and I are okay, we're here. So why should we let our past control our future? Exactly. We shouldn't. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes with TFNN.com, and when it comes to your trading and investing, I can help you overcome your fear of loss. Together, we'll turn weakness into strength with a system I've developed called Mastering Probability. I'll teach you how to make your money work harder for you than you do for it. I'll teach you the tools that provide financial freedom. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com, click on my name, Steve Rhodes, and begin your journey of mastering probability risk-free. It's time to become a pioneer of your future versus a prisoner of your past.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free, for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Tom Tom takes your phone calls. Now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. We had the Dow finish down 105, NASDAQ off 13, S&P's off 14. We're talking with Brent from Martinez, California. We're talking about the GDX. So what I'm going to do here, let me just change screens. This one. So are you watching Tiger TV by any chance?
Unfortunately not. No.
Okay, that's all right. Okay. So what I put up here is that I put up the art of the chart. And what you have is that, just what I speculated, is that at that $26 level, that's also agreement. That's confluence, okay? So that's the number that you want to put together with, number one, the fib sequence, and number two, that is where the last time that we had some monster volume on the way down. So what you do first is that, you let it get down there. Make sure that you get a rejection of lower price. And what I would also do, I would go through a bunch of these gold stocks to make sure you're going to get into the GDX. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the much easier way of doing it because the market's so small, man.
I understand. So what kind of volume would I be wanting to see it on the way down?
You'd want this. Okay, so watch what we're doing, folks. Okay, so we had 53 million today. The characteristic at the 2609 area is 65 million. But this is how you do it. In order to be the most conservative, folks, you take the volume that is the lightest, okay? So what I would have is this, okay, is that you did 53 today. Let's say tomorrow, you come down with, I don't know, 50, okay? You're coming into 65. So 53 today, 50 the next day. Let's say it hits it the next day. Well, you actually, the most positive that it would reject it and then go higher would be less than 50. So the formula would be you take what the number is, number one, which is 63. It definitely has to be lighter than that. What would happen, though, is that if you can actually get it lighter than the days prior to that, and those days are lighter than the benchmark, well, that's when you really get action, okay? Because so it's showing that as you're getting lower, there's less volume, and then, of course, you want a rejection of price. And a rejection of price, the way it would work, a rejection of price goes like this, folks. The top of that is 2609. If you got into, like, say, 25, that's not a rejection of price, man. It's way too far inside the bar, number one. That would be saying that it's going to get down to 2427. Okay? Go to the end of the bar. And that end of the bar is going to match up with how we actually came off the bottom in June 28th. Okay?
All right. Thank you, Tom. It's been a sweet trade so far, so I'm just going to be patient and wait for it again.
There you go, man. That's
all right.
That's the key.
Thanks a lot, Tom. Thank
now,
you.
folks, let's go over to our man, Mr. Darryl Martin. And, folks, if you haven't listened to Darryl's show yet, it is an outstanding show. Right here at TFNN every trading day, 1 to 2 Eastern Standard Time. Now, listen, folks, we do 9 hours of live programming every day, 9 in the morning to 6 at night. You can get all that programming right on your cell phone. On your browser, just put TFNN.mobi. If you want to watch Tiger TV, no problem. Go to TFNN. On the right-hand side, what you're going to see is that you're going to see a little box with devices in them, iPads, phones, and all of the above. You just hit that device. Our servers will know what your device you have. You'll get Tiger TV delivered to you. If you haven't test drove the Nadex product yet, check it out. Come over to our website at TFNN. You'll see the banner on the top and on the side. You can bring up an account. They'll put $25,000 of funny money into your account, and you can have a field day out here, just like Darryl had a field day, but in a real account with all these tigers and tigresses, because he just loves news-driven events. And today, there's no doubt that when you take a look at this S&P, folks, you got both sides of the market. What's going on?
Hey, man, how's it going?
It's going great, man. I
had some fun today, man. I mean, well, it was the perfect example. Okay, because on the show, and I'm like, you know what? We're heading back up to this thing. I think this thing is going to go a little crazy volatile. You can straddle or strangle if you want to, but I think it's going to hit settlement. So I had my analysis. Yeah. Going to hit the settlement price. Going to fly up. Well, you know what happens? The thing flies down as soon as the minutes come out.
Yes.
And if you were in any future trade on the S&P or on the Dow, I mean, you were out. You were kicked out, unless you're just stupid on your wrist.
Right.
and thing goes way against me. Basically wipes out. I mean, I'm at like total loss.
Okay.
On the trade. Okay. And but I'm not out of the trade.
Right.
And because your trade is your stop.
This is not a commercial, because this happened in the den too. I mean, this is not a commercial. I saw this come down. So you get a picture. When it started, folks, the S&P is at 1646, and boom, the S&P is down in like 2 minutes to 1636. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it's flying down. I mean, I didn't spend that much. We're talking like $20 a contract.
Yeah.
But I went, I did, quite a few contracts.
Yeah.
And so, whether you're doing, 1, 10, or 100, whatever. The thing's down to like $3.
Sure.
A few minutes later, a show comes out and then bam, I'm like, well, all right, I got an hour. Literally, I'm just like, I got an hour.
Right.
Versus, just freaking out about it. And I'm like, this is Fed funds rate. They're going to look at it. It's going to go negative. It's going to go positive. I still think it's going to hit at least the settlement line.
Yes.
And because that's the most powerful of like any number you come up with is always the settlement number. Okay.
Okay.
And as far as day trading, because that was the entire market's consensus.
Yeah.
On price as of the end of the day. It's used for option exercise. It's used for futures. Mark to market, like all sorts of stuff. So there's a lot that goes into the settlement price. And that's what, you always hear we talk about gap fills and everything else.
Sure.
And so I have it on. I set it there. I put my take profit in. I chill out. I wait. I let it do its thing. I'm down. I'm actually thinking about it, and I probably should have. I'm like, I still think this thing's going to go to settle, even though it's flying against me. We are as traders, right?
Yes.
So it's going like 100 miles against us, and we're like, I still think it's going up. And probably should have went in there and bought some of them for $3. But anyway, so it's way down, and then the market turns around and just, as you know, flies up.
In 40 minutes, folks, the market went 20 S&P points. What it actually did, it actually was better than that, because it had the first spike up, then came back down again, and it really did 20 points in 20 minutes. Because at 20 past 2, that's when, from 20 past 2 to 20 of 3, that's when it did it. Yeah, I know, I love it.
And so it flies up, I take my profit, I'm like, sweet, I'm sitting there. My Dow's about halfway to my profit point. I bought that for $13 per contract. $13. So, whether you have a $100 account or, $100,000 account, obviously you can do the math.
Sure.
But I sold out at 43, so, I make a little over 250% return on that trade in a matter of, about 20, 30 minutes. Wait on that one, boom, it hits it. And then when you know it, what does it do? Falls right off a settlement, and then just crashes on back down. It was perfect. It was just what I liked about it. This is the perfect example of Nadex.
Yeah, it is.
Because you can go in, you can be directional, and I was right. Okay, and we've all been right.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about? I was right. It was going to go to settlement, but I was wrong about how soon it was going to happen.
That's
right. I thought it was going to fly up first and then go down. It went down first and then went up. Yes. And so even though I was right about my analysis, the cool thing is I had time to be right because I didn't have to worry about my drawdown because my risk was capped and I could stay in the trade without having to add on any additional risk to keep that position going.
And folks, you hear Daryl and I talk about how your trade is your stop. It's crucial to really understand how this works because, as Daryl just said, there's no way that you're going to, particularly how this broke a low. When this broke a low, folks, it broke it with a vengeance, okay? Any trader, any trader would get out. If they didn't get out, they wouldn't be a trader for too much longer, that's for sure. Amazing.
Exactly.
Listen, folks, don't forget, every trading day, 1 to 2 Eastern Standard Time, you can listen to Daryl. Daryl, you have a great night, safe night. We look forward to the show tomorrow.
All right, see you then.
Coming right back, folks. You stay right there.
Hi, this is Allie Ford here to tell you about an amazing opportunity. If you love yoga and meditation, want to know more about these age-old healing practices, or perhaps even change careers, join me at White Orchid Yoga in Clearwater, Florida this October for Tampa Bay's premier 200-hour yoga teacher training program. You'll learn about the vast and fascinating history of yoga and about the many facets of yoga practice, including asana or physical postures, pranayama, breath control, meditation, and Sanskrit chanting. And in just 4 weeks, you'll earn your 200-hour registered yoga teacher certificate with Yoga Alliance. This is a unique and wonderful opportunity to immerse yourself in yoga studies. And if yoga teaching is your goal, you'll learn to do so safely, effectively, and confidently. Visit AllieFord.com for more information. Join me for yoga teacher training and create a life you love.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a mobile connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and radio call and talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors.